It's an orange juice.
What's up everyone, this is Orange Juice. Before anyone copies our decks, I just want to mention that our Elite Barbarian decks were formulated inside our own 2-player meta. Let's get started with the first match. Mana and I both decide to play the same deck. It's a reliable Barbarian deck that works on ladder. He used Barbarians and I used Elite Barbarians. First move, I start off with a Princess in the front to get some chip damage. He doesn't have the log in rotation yet, so my gamble kinda pays off and he has to counter with his Mega Minion. I used an Ice Golem to kite his Mega Minion, but it didn't pull his Ice Spirit, so that little guy deals 100 damage to my tower. Taking advantage of the Ice Golem's remaining health, I sent in my Hog. Big mistake, we're both using the same deck, so I should have known he had Barbarians to counter the Hog. They have really slow move speed, so I used my Mega Minion to take care of his Barbarians. He sends in an Ice Golem to the left with a Hog Rider. My Elite Barbs won't be enough, so I froze the Hog with an Ice Spirit. Then I planted an Ice Golem in the very front since Elite Barbarians move so fast. The Ice Spirit pulled my Barbs safely away from the Princess's attack. I logged the Princess and the Ice Golem is still tanking for my Barbs. Mana uses the log to cycle to his Ice Golem, just in time to tank for my Elite Barbs, but they're so strong. 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits, and that's 700 damage done to his tower. I've done more tower damage and I'm an elixir advantage, so I send in my Princess to the front. He counters her with a Mega Minion, but she still got a hit off. My cheapest counter to his Mega Minion is a Zap. A Hog Rider will always get 1 hit off the tower against Elite Barbarians, so I sent in an Ice Spirit to stop this push. A bit expensive, but I'm in the lead. He prepares to counter them with a Princess. Again, I plant my Ice Golem in the front and it tanks the tower. He has to use an Ice Spirit, then an Ice Golem, then a log to completely stop my Elite Barbarians. Stuck on my rotation, we tango again. He just used the log. My Princess gets another shot on the tower. He counters with a Mega Minion, but this time I send in my Mega Minion. He zapped it and they both die. Mana Pig pushes with an Ice Spirit, so I used my Ice Spirit to absorb his Ice Spirit, then freeze his Hog while my Elite Barbs barbecue his pork. Same tango again. My Ice Golem supports my Elite Barbarians, except this time it's double elixir and I can afford to send in a Hog, then the log to take out his Princess. My Hog sneaks past everything and despite the log, my Hog still snuck in 2 shots. With his Barbarians on the map, I plant my Princess to take them out. I planted her a little bit higher. He takes my bait and he tries to take her out with a Mega Minion. I used an Ice Golem to protect her. Then I send in my Hog and Elite Barbs. He counters with Barbarians, so I zap them. That half-second stun on the zap let my Hog get 1 hit off the tower. My Princess, still alive, hits the Barbarians and splashes the tower. Elite Barbarians clean everything up and rush in for the kill shot, and that is good game. We were playing identical decks with the exception that I subbed Barbarians for Elite Barbs. There was no way Mana could have won that game. I'm not trying to imply that Elite Barbs are better, but what I do want to emphasize is that with their faster move speed, higher health, and higher damage, they're entirely different cards. His Princess, Mega Minion, and the log couldn't counter Elite Barbarians, whereas my cards could since his regular Barbarians are significantly slower. I found Elite Barbarians to be a bit too fast to build for big pushes, so I built a deck with really fast cards. Lumberjack, Hog, and Ice Spirit being the fast cards. Mana is playing the meta Giant Bowler Lightning deck. He starts off with a Tombstone and I start with an Ice Wizard. Here we go, he has a Giant in the back and I have the minions in the back. This is really bad for me because all the cards are so fast while his are so slow. Looking at my hand, I have nothing to defend, so now it's all or nothing to rush his side. His Ice Spirit stops my Hog from reaching his tower. He plants a Panic Tombstone. I plant to panic the log. We're square. All in all, that was a really risky play on my part, but it worked out because I cancelled out his Giant. And he cycles back to another Giant. That Musketeer is trouble. I used an Ice Spirit to tank 1 shot from the Musketeer. Then I planted my Lumberjack, zapped the skeletons, and my Lumberjack somewhat stops his Giant. I played my Ice Wizard in the front because I want him to tank for the tower while my Lumberjack goes at it. But he has a Bowler, and that just shuts me down so hard. With my tower at lower health than his, I don't want to afford any damage done from that Bowler. So I send in Elite Barbs to take it out and go in for an aggressive attack. At the same time, he already planted a Musketeer in the back. He knows how deadly Elite Barbarians are if you ever touch your tower, so he pulls them to the right with an Ice Spirit, cycles to his Tombstone, and juggles them to the left. Very successful defense on Mana's part. With the Musketeer, I use the log to side push her. This stuns her briefly. Then I use the hog to tank a couple shots as he translates into a counter attack. He plays a bowler, but that's not enough to stop my hog from getting one swing in. I counter his bowler with elite barbarians. Then I deploy a lumberjack in front because I want my elite barbarians raged. He plays a tombstone and I use my zap to take care of the skeletons. And I timed it a bit too fast. 5 slices because I missed the zap. I lost out on an opportunity to slice his tower 5 times and deal over 1,000 damage. He supports his giant with a bowler and I surround it with elite barbarians and minions for support. Same logic as the first push. I want the rage from my lumberjack. I wanted my zap to clip the tower as well, so 2 skeletons survive. My barb still swings at the tower once, but because I was so greedy on the zap, I missed out on 2 swings, which would have almost been an extra 500 damage to his tower. I played a rear hog since my entire deck is made out of fast cards. He plays a bowler for my hog, and this is when I push the other lane with my elite barbarians. He doesn't have tombstone or ice spirit in rotation. He plays a mega minion to take care of them, but that one push brought down that tower from full to 900. I'm preparing to defend his tank with my ice wizard and lumberjack, but he uses lightning. Plan B, I log them both backwards, use my minions to sweep the giant and plant the hog in the center to distract the bowler and go straight to his tombstone. With just a musketeer, I split my elite barbarians, the left one to take care of her, and the right one to attack the tower. His musketeer on the left doesn't deal any damage to my tower, but my elite barbarian on the right did hit his tower once. Going in for the final few swings, I used a hog log to take out his tombstone, but I was a bit too fast on the log and the spawn skeletons do survive. Mana plays a giant on the left, I play minions on the right and elite barbarians on the left. Really intimidated by my barbarians, he panics, plays a tombstone too far to the left, and my lumberjack sneaks by and gets 2 hits on the tower. At this point, all I need to do is defend and log him out. Let's see what Mana could have done better. Right here, Mana used the Mega Minion to take care of my elite barbarians. After the replay, he said he should have used the lightning. Since this card is so new, he forgot that they cost 6 elixir and that it is worth lightning them. This match was played before I created my intro video. He should have pulled them both with a musketeer and cancelled them out for a positive elixir trade. That's the interesting thing about these matches. When we first use these new cards, we truly don't know the interactions. Let's see what I could have done better. Right here, I had the best case scenario ever. Raged barbarians right at the tower. If I didn't miss that zap, that tower would have been nearly done. Again, with my zap, this time, I was so greedy that I wanted to zap the tower. The elite barbs could have gotten 2 more swings in. With a total of 7 swings on the tower, it would have ended the game so much earlier. In this match, we're both playing hog cycle decks, very similar to each other. Mana loves that aggressive hog right off the bat. Because he has an ice golem in the front, my tombstone won't be enough, so I have to use an ice spirit. Now my elite barbs are cycled into rotation, and with just enough elixir, the hog only gets 2 swings off my tower. The elite barbs are so fast, they just rush his tower. He barely has the elixir to defend with barbarians, but it's too late. That one rush took his tower down to half. That's a really juicy the log. It takes out 40% of the barbarian's health. I used archers to pull them and a musketeer to clean everything else up. I should have planted her farther down, but decided to make the best of it. I play an ice spear to tank the tower and freeze it. Knowing how threatening that push potentially is, Mana shuts it down completely with an ice golem. He plays a princess at the bridge. Super annoying since my log is still out of rotation and I'm forced to spend 6 elixir on my elite barbs to counter her. But it actually kind of pays off because I did manage to get 2 swings off of his tower. That's like 2 fireballs worth of damage to his arena tower. His barbarians have no chance on my side of the arena. I use a hog to protect my archers and build for a medium-sized counter push. He has Ice Spirit and Mega Minion to take care of my hog, so it only manages to land 1 swing on his tower. His Ice Golem kinda takes care of all of my small units. That princess didn't really have a purpose. I used the log to take his princess and chip his arena tower. Again, Mana goes in for a really aggressive hog with an Ice Spirit for support. I thought I was being smart absorbing his Ice Spirits with my archers, but what I really did was beg to be logged. I should have played my archers on the left. This misplay lets his hog gets 2 hits on my tower. Double elixir time. I split my barbs in the back. Push with the hog on the right and a musketeer on the left. mana counters with the Barbarians on the right and Mega Minion on the left. And one elite Barb still sneaks his way onto the tower for one swing. I planted my archers in the center to take care of the Mega Minion and Princess, then pull the Barbarians. With the pressure on, he plays a Hog on the left. I pull the Hog with my Tombstone and log the Hog. That log also takes out his Princess in the process. That was a really lucky kill. The Ice Golem is tanky, so I use the Musketeer to take it out, with the intent of using her to counter push. My Hog gets shut down by the Barbarians. With his Death Ball coming, I know he's trying to use the Hog log combo on my Tombstone. So I planted a Prediction Ice Spear, which delays his Hog from swinging on my Tombstone, making his log useless. He plants aggressive Barbarians at the bridge, so this is my chance. I plant my Hog in the middle to swerve around the Barbarians, but his Ice Spirit and Mega Minions stop him. He attempts to push on the other side, but I stop his push and immediately attack with the Hog on the left. Let's check out what we could have done better. Right here, the game would have ended a bit earlier if I wasn't being so stingy and just zapped the Barbarians. That half-second stun would have allowed my Hog to survive long enough to strike the tower once. On the other end of things, right here, Mana should have planted the Barbarians one tile higher to stop my Hog completely. In this match, I used the Golem Baby Dragon deck. We actually played multiple games and I won all of the matches with this deck against him. Without spoiling what happens exactly, let's get into it. Before we even reach 10 elixir, Mana rushes in with an Ice Golem Hog. This really pays off for him because I don't have the correct starting hand to counter this. I make the best of the situation since my Baby Dragon is a bit of a tank. I send in a Mega Minion to support it. Mana zaps the Baby Dragon, Mega Minion, and Archer. Really value zap, hitting 3 targets dealing 500 damage. He knows he's at an elixir advantage, so he continues applying pressure, knowing I'm running a high-cost Golem deck. I'm forced to use my archers to counter his Princess. He plants an Ice Golem behind my archers, tanking them, then sends in elite Barbarians. Flawless timing on his part. With the elite Barbarians rushing in so fast, I plant the Tombstone to distract elite Barbs and a Baby Dragon to clean up. Nope, his Ice Golem explodes right as my Tombstone pops. This is the moment where I gave up. Fast forward to the final seconds of the match, look how fast elite Barbarians can rush to the tower and just finish it off. Elite Barbarians are not a substitution for Barbarians in your deck. They have different counters and are entirely different units despite sharing the same name. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more quality OJ.